Welcome to Beyond the Booth as Nevada heads to Western Kentucky for Week 4. Mountain West Insider Terrence Newman. I am John Ramey. Terrence, Nevada comes up short last week in a 14-13 home loss. The defense played great. You were out there. You were on the sidelines. You were covering the action. My biggest takeaway is one must win football games in which one side holds the opponent to 14 points in your own building. I think that's a reasonable assumption for a reasonably competitive team.
Yeah, you can't ask your defense to do more than what Nevada's defense did, and it's really a shame that they got put in that situation at the end of the game. I hate if somebody turned into that game on the last drive. In their mind, they're thinking, "Oh God, Nevada's defense couldn't stop them. They just blew." It's like, no, that defense played their hearts out all game. They were exhausted by the end. And honestly, like I said, they did everything they needed to do to win that game on defense.
I think we even on the broadcast that we suffered from some recency bias, second guessing maybe some of the defensive sets at the end of the game. But yeah, it was just fatigue. I mean, the defense was just out there so long. And again, if you hold somebody to 14 points, you've got to find a way to get 15 or more, especially at home. So now Nevada is 1-2, and they are headed on the road. They've got another Conference USA opponent this week. The Pack losing to Middle Tennessee of Conference USA. We would say a lower echelon Conference USA club. Now Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, with just a sparkling offense, among the best, if not the best offense in Conference USA. Certainly the best passing offense.
Yeah, this is an upper echelon Conference USA. This is a top 3 Conference USA school. They expect to contend for the Conference USA championship this year.
It's pretty impressive with their head coach Helton now in his 7th season. They have gone to a bowl game 6 consecutive years. That is one of 3 in the group of 6 who have done such a feat, and one of 11 programs nationwide at FBS subdivision. So one of 11 in the total FBS subdivision that have gone to a bowl game each of the last 6 seasons. They have a track record of success. Again, Helton, the head coach, has had success there. 7 years as the head coach, 9 years in the program. And they've got a quarterback, Maverick MacGyver. No less an authority than Jeff Choate. The Wolfpack head coach calls it the best name in college football. I mean, it's pretty good. And, man, he can sling it. He's averaging 313 yards passing per game, top 10 nationally. He's got 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. I'm very worried about the Wolfpack's ability to accumulate points in this game just to keep pace with us, no matter how well they play defensively.
Oh yeah, no, MacGyver is a gunslinger. It's an add-up name for his style of play. If you don't pay attention closely to Group 6 football, Western Kentucky is one of those schools where their accomplishments might fall through the crack.
I know Western Kentucky as being like a legacy women's basketball power. That's what I know the Hilltoppers.
Yeah. But they are and have become over the last decade consistently one of the best Group of 5, Group of 6 schools out there. Honestly, they've had the type of success that a program like Nevada should strive towards. And yeah, this quarterback loves to throw it. He started out at Texas Tech, which makes him perfect for this offense because they basically run a modern day version of Coach Leach's old air raid. You're going to see at the least 3 receivers on the field, but you're going to see at many times 4 and 5 receiver sets. You'll never see more than 1 running back in the backfield, and they don't really like to run the ball. They don't really try to run the ball. They actually incorporate the passing game as part of their running game. What they try to do is they want to stretch you out horizontally, with those quick flare swing passes out to the running backs, the quick hitches out to the wide receivers, the bubble screens. try to build up a little run after the catch, but mostly they want to stretch the defense out from sideline to
Yeah, it's a
sideline.
lateral. They want to fill the
Yes,
spaces laterally too and make you
yes.
run back and forth.
And then once they get you stretched laterally, that's when they start testing you vertically. And they can chuck it. They have multiple wide receivers that can run, multiple wide receivers that can have really crisp precision routes and can catch the ball. It's a really, really impressive offense from a passing standpoint.
Okay, so we don't do too much like scout chat beyond this broad brush kind of thing, but Maverick McIver wears number 7. He's 8th in the FBS in passing yardage, right? He has thrown 10 touchdown passes on the season. He's only thrown 1 interception. And then the main weapon is a running back, 21. Again, great name, Marvis Parrish. He is the leading receiver and rusher for the
Yes.
Hilltoppers.
Well, like I said, a lot of those receptions are kind of deceiving because it is kind of like a run play, but it's
It's
just
like a
like
lateral kind
it's
of.
like a ladder, yeah, a lot of swing passes.
Yeah. So yeah, 21 is the guy that makes it go along with number 7 on the Hilltopper offense. So Nevada's got to play like Air Force style offense in this game, right?
Yeah,
Hold the ball.
I think the best way to stop this offense is to keep this offense off the field. Out of all the different position groups on the Western Kentucky squad, the thing they seem to struggle with the most is defensively up front, stopping the run. Sam Houston had success running the ball against them. Toledo had a lot of success running the ball against them. Now
Yeah, Toledo beat him bad last time out.
Toledo beat them bad. Toledo's also one of the top group of 6, group
Sure.
of 5 schools out there, and possible MAC conference champion this year. Um, so that's the blueprint. That's the game plan because that's what Nevada does best. Lean into what we do best. If we try to get into a shootout with Western
Not good.
Kentucky, it's going to be a long night. Okay. What we can do is lean into what we do best, run the ball, just a lot of heavy RPO, and try to control the clock, try to get some first downs, try to just milk time of possession, keep them out of rhythm, keep them on the sidelines. That's the best plan of attack, I think, for Nevada in this game.
Yeah, just a couple notes. Western Kentucky has, through 3 games, surrendered on average 211 yards rushing to the opposition. So that
Yeah.
could be something Nevada exploits. And also, this is tends to be symptomatic of the air raid. They are underwater on time of possession. So
Yeah.
possession, in a very real sense, for the Pack is victory. It's the just to want to throw some data points in there, Coach Newman, because we can qualitatively talk about this, but there's areas to exploit. Um, Okay. Any other thoughts about this matchup? I mean, Western Kentucky's coming off a bye after losing at Toledo. What was it 45-21? Stand by.
Yes.
Where are my notes? Back on the 6th. So when Nevada was beating Sac State, Western Kentucky was getting manhandled by Toledo. And they've had a week to prepare for the Pack. Nevada, after this game, gets a week off and then dives into Mountain West play. So this is the 4th game coming up. This is kind of an important poll on the season long racetrack. How important is this game, or is it just non-conference? Nevada's still trying to work out what their offensive identity is, and we shouldn't weight the result too much.
I mean, I would have said that if we'd had a different result last week,
Right.
but I mean, if we're still talking about getting this program back to 500, back to bowl contention, we're at the point now where every possible win matters. So, but that being said, you you are one game away before you get into conference play. Um, so it would be nice to get those lingering questions answered. Um, I know coach is talking about playing multiple quarterbacks all season long. That might be an option they might want to go. They might not want to go that route. That might not be the best thing for the offense long term. Uh, Game like this is going to be a good game to figure that out. Does it hurt the offense to not have consistency behind the center, or does does the variety of style of play help give a little something to an offense that lacks some production? So those are the things they really need to figure out going into conference play.
All right, shall we move on to a slightly wider lens and talk about four downs good and four downs bad within the Mountain West?
Yeah, let's go through. Let's go through what happened last week and take a quick little look what's going on in the conference. It wasn't as a pretty light slate
Yeah,
last week as far
yeah.
as conference games go. But let's start off with four downs. Four downs good. First down.
First down.
Utah State offense.
Miles
Uh,
Davis.
Miles Davis, and also quarterback Bryson Barnes is just really solid, really consistent guy. I like his game a lot. 17 to 22, 287 yards, 2 TDs. Also a wide receiver, Braden Pagan, 7 receptions, 147 yards, 2 TDs against Air Force. That team is just really improved.
They scored some points against the
They
Falcons.
scored some points. They're they're going to be a much tougher route than they were last year.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they look like as we get into conference play. Second down, University of Hawaii backup quarterback Luke Weaver.
Okay.
I've been big on the Micah Alhado train.
I know.
Now he suffered a injury in the first game. Tried to play the second game against Arizona. Did not look good. So they ended up pulling him. And so the last 2 games, I told you I thought, oh, there's a good chance they might sit him to get him ready for conference play, and they did. And so they went with their backup quarterback, Luke Weaver. And in those games, they went 2-0, won both games without Mike Alejado. And Luke Weaver, 600 yards passing, 5 TDs, 3 interceptions. You know, 3 interceptions, you might want to bring that down a bit, but if you can get 2 wins out of your backup quarterback like that, that's just that you can't ask for more. That's this job. Come in and just keep the trend going.
All right. So Hawaii scores 37 points 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In a win over Sam Houston. And then this most recent result against FCS Portland State, they win 23-3. So yeah, I guess he acquitted himself well, Mr. Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can ask for from a backup quarterback.
Yeah. Third down?
Third down.
We're on third down good. There's still four downs good. Bad, but yeah, third down good.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. This is third down good. New Mexico running back, Damon Bankston. New Mexico, kind of like Utah State, one of those that forget everything you remember about them last year. They're going to win some games this year in conference play.
Scored 35 points at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, and at the Rose Bowl, Damon Bankston had 15 carries for 154 yards, 1 TD, 3 receptions for 49 yards, 1 TD. Just solid all-around play. Just solid all-around play.
And that young man is going to be able to talk the rest of his life if he is so inclined about how he scored 2 touchdowns and had a big old day at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I'd lead with that at cocktail parties for the rest of my natural life.
I'm sure he will too.
Oh, God bless him.
And for fourth down good, we don't shout out special teams much. It was a light week this week.
3 phases of football, Terrence.
Bailey Ettridge,
Nevada
punter. If we're going to look at some bright spots, he had 6 punts. He averaged 50.5 yards per punt. 4 of those punts were in the 20, within the 20-yard line. And 1 carry for 12 yards and a first down.
First down. Yeah, it was intrepid.
So shouts out to Nevada punter Bailey Ettridge.
From Lara, Australia.
Okay, now.
I mean,
day.
Listen, Bailey. Yeah, right. Yeah. Bailey took his first snap in anger in American college football in State College.
Ooh.
So, he has risen to the occasion.
Big time.
Yeah.
That's big time.
And until
it's like having your first show at the Apollo.
I know, right? It is like having your first ever set. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, until the place kicking unit missed 2 down the stretch against Middle Tennessee, Nevada's special teams were having a superb day
Yeah.
against the Blue Raiders. But the
Yeah.
two kicking failures late obviously cost him dearly
And
in a
you
1 point
know what?
loss.
Even the Wolf of Wall Street. I can't
Joe
blame him.
McFadden.
Yeah, I can't blame him for missing a 50. Was it 57 yards
He missed from
at the end of the game?
56 and 40. He missed from 56 and 41, maybe.
Okay, but
He
yeah,
had two makes. He made from 40 and
56. I
45.
can't. He can't blame him for
Yeah.
that. He had the leg. He
Yeah.
definitely had the leg, which gives me enough confidence to go back to him
Yeah.
later on in this
No,
season
we're
if the
sticking with the
same
Wolf.
situation, yeah,
Yeah.
comes up.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
let's run
I like that
down.
you also had the punting on fourth down because the punter is the fourth down quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, four
Let's
downs bad.
Four downs bad. Let's start off. Wyoming offense, as much as we talked about their defense so far this season, which has been fantastic, the offense just did not show up against Utah last week. Only had 108 yards passing, and they only averaged 3.6 yards per rush attempt.
31-6 defeat
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah. So they've had really solid defensive play, all non-con long. The offense is just giving them just enough. I think 10 points against Akron, 6 points this last week. So if they want to get into that category with Utah State and New Mexico as one of those much improved Mountain West teams this year, they're going to have to work on that offense getting into conference play.
Okay. Second down.
Second down bad. As good as Utah State's offense looked, I got to give Utah State's defense a little.
Ooh.
Got to give them a little bit of a lashing.
Well, they went 49-30.
49-30.
Look,
Which
you score 49 points. Your defense isn't going to stay that locked in.
they're not. They're not. Also, you know what? It was a light week. I didn't have a lot to choose from.
All right. Sorry. Yeah, no, I understand.
On your average week, they probably wouldn't have made the list, but
welcome to the content game.
And you know what? They played Air Force, so you got to factor that in too.
Yeah.
But they did give up 266 yards on the ground, so that's something to keep an eye on going forward.
All right.
Third down, bad. The only thing worse than Utah State's defense in that game was Air Force's defense in that game.
Very good, yeah.
Which is a little surprising. You expect some solid defense out of Air Force. Now the offense looked much improved. A lot more what we'd expect from an Air Force team, but the defense was still struggling. They gave up 287 yards passing and 186 yards on the ground for a 5.5 average.
It's good average.
Yeah, Air Force is going to have to tighten up that defense going forward if they're going to want to be an improved team in the Mountain West this year. And for our fourth down. Bad, I feel like we've been talking about this for half a decade now. Nevada in tight situations.
Oh no.
We got to talk about it, dude.
2-6 in one-score games last year. And now 1-1 in one possession games this year.
Look, I was on the sideline. I witnessed firsthand the deflation in the team after that AJ Bianco pick.
Yeah.
There was almost like a sense of, oh no, here we go again type vibe.
Which is deadly on a sideline.
Deadly on a sideline. Yeah. Yes. The way it switched, because they really did have that game so in hand.
They score a touchdown there. It's good night, nurse.
They kick a field goal. It's good night, nurse.
I mean, it's the first drive of the second half, but yeah, you're right. Given the way Middle Tennessee had not scored.
Yeah. And the only thing I could compare it to, after the game last Saturday, you and I happened to be at the Eldo book. Shout out to the El Dorado. We were watching the Alvarez Crawford fight.
Yep. And Cal, Minnesota.
Yes.
It was a great night.
And it felt like a boxer who went for the knockout punch but missed and then caught a punch back. Right. And then from then on was like, I'm just going to try to play defense.
Right.
And get out this fight and win on a decision.
Right.
And that's pretty much how it felt like they played the second half.
And the decision went against them.
And the decision ended up going against them.
I'm with that because they were kind of punched out after AJ got picked off in the end zone to start the second half, which would have put him up. Field goal makes it 16-0. Touchdown makes it 20-0 if you PAT it. Yeah, you're right. They were punched out.
and so that's not even so much an athletic thing. That's a mental thing. That's more than just execution. Like I said, you could feel the tightening on the sideline. You could feel the change in mood, and we were still up 13-0 at that point. You
Yeah.
know,
No, I know. Yeah.
so that is just if there's
My,
anything holding this team back right now, it's the belief that in a tight game they're going to pull it out. Even against Sac State, we looking back on it now, it's like one great play pulled that out,
yeah.
but that team
Listen,
kind of folded when the crunch time hit.
uh, Chris Murray talks about this all the time. Statistics indicate that close games, if you get a large enough sample size, tend to be a coin flip. So that means because nobody plays their career over a large sample size. Nevada had what, 8 one possession games last year. That's abnormally high. That means that
Very abnormally
yeah.
high.
That means that when you are in a close game and you think, "Oh, I've got a work clutch or my quarterback's insert your clutch quarterback here. I would say Joe Montana, but right, my quarterback's
There,
Patrick Mahomes.
there's something to that.
There is a psychological advantage that
Yes,
doesn't exist in the data that exists
it's
for your
very
team in
much
that moment
real.
because they believe.
Yes.
And the absence of that is, yeah, going to be tough. I would also like to point out for our audience, non-Mike Edwards division, Terrence Newman may have taken the loss harder than anybody in the home radio booth. I don't know.
I
Marty P.
couldn't I can't
Star
be a
and I
coach.
were
I'm
also
realizing now
inconsolable.
I
But
could never be a coach. I would have 8 ulcers by my
listen,
first into my first year.
I would just again for the audience, like the loss stayed with Terrence. We were off the air by 6 o'clock Pacific, right? six
Oh, I took that
fifteen.
loss to bed.
You
I
did.
woke up the
No,
next
I
day
know.
fine, but I took that loss to
I
bed.
know you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was heart wrenching and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
All right, so we've done all our 4 downs good and 4 downs bad. Let's talk a little larger picture of the state, both politically and geographically, of college football. We have Washington State, Oregon State, uh, two longtime pillars of Pac-12 rivalry lore that are no longer rivalries bound by conference, although still bound by tradition and geography. But those kinds of things are being degraded actively as college football realigns. Washington State is the Apple Cup. Oregon versus Oregon State used to be called the Civil War game, although we're not supposed to call it the Civil War game anymore. Terrence, you and I both grew up on the West Coast, following West Coast college football. And yeah, do these matter as much? Do you have to kind of gin up, get the old people talking to the young people about how this really used to matter? I mean, Washington State against Washington is, not even a Power Five matchup at this point, really. Power
Yeah.
Four.
Um it's one of the topics that's been, I think, maybe under discussed on the national media, which speaks to where those programs have been left at, is just how badly those two programs are struggling in year two. The
Yeah.
first last year, it was Washington State. They were able to retain their coach for a year. They had a pretty decent year. They actually won the Apple Cup last year. Oregon State, not as good a year, but they got hit rough in the transfer portal
Yeah.
and lost their coach. Um, but the attrition is really starting to take its toll in the second year. Both these programs have looked really bad this season, and I'm a little worried that both of these games could end up being bloodbaths where Washington State and Oregon State really get worn out pretty bad. Because Washington's a pretty decent, middle to top half of the Big Ten school.
And
Uh,
Oregon's nationally good.
Oregon is a national championship contender again.
Yeah.
Um, I think I think folks at those schools and in those communities, I know folks are really excited about the new rebuilt Pac-12, and I'm not even going to get into all of that, but
That's
um,
another episode.
I worry about the future of those two programs.
Yeah.
For a long time, those two schools specifically were able to get a type of player who might have been a little undersized, but really scrappy, or might not have been the most athletic, but really smart and had real played with heart. Uh, Guys that they were able to get over schools like Fresno State and San
Yep.
Diego State and Boise State because they had that Pac-12 patch and those schools didn't.
And they're
And
great
now,
environments.
yeah, and they could say, "Hey, you come here, you'll play against USC, you'll play against Berkeley, against Cal, you'll play against Utah, Arizona State." They can't offer that anymore. And without being able to offer that, I don't know if I'm a kid in the Central Valley, I can just stay at home and play in Fresno.
Yeah.
I can go down to San Diego and live
San
on the
Jose
beach.
State or come to Nevada or
Or
whatever.
you know
Yeah.
what? If I really want to go to a school that I think is going to do the best job of getting me to the NFL, I'm going to go to Boise. So I'm a little worried
Yeah.
about what the future holds for those two programs. I don't know if they're going to dominate the group of six like people think they should. Uh, just retaining coaches and players is going to be a problem for them.
Listen, anybody who has followed college football in the West as long as you and I have, it's been a lifelong love affair.
Yeah.
Uh, dream seasons go to die in the Palouse. Dream
Yes.
seasons go to die in Corvallis. And
Yes.
that's one reason. Listen, I understand the SEC.
The joke was you
Yeah.
never wanted to play in
Yeah.
Corvallis on a Thursday night, especially if you were a ranked team.
Listen, like that goes back to like OJ Simpson at USC,
Yes. Yeah.
and this is one reason why, listen, I understand the SEC is possibly this year the preeminent conference and generally has been in the 21st century. But because they never scheduled or very rarely scheduled road games on the West Coast, I just think I know that it'll sound crazy, but Ole Miss going to the Palouse might open some eyes, or Mississippi State going to Oregon State. I just think it was such a closed system in the SEC
Yeah.
that the national conversation around college football never understood exactly how ferocious and how intimidating and how daunting year
Those
after
fan
year
bases can
those
be.
fan
Yeah.
bases, those stadiums,
Yeah.
and just the number of the wreckage of perfect seasons on the
Yeah.
shores, right? I'm glad you talked about that.
So that's all. Just something I just thought going forward. Just what is the future for those programs going forward? Can they get back to where they should be at?
Yeah.
Because I mean, most schools do. People forget TCU, SMU.
Sure.
They got left behind at one point. But they after a long battle got their way back to where they should be.
Even Cal.
Even Cal, yeah.
Stanford had lean years. Stanford's having
yeah.
lean years now. They'll be good again.
Yeah.
But it is those programs in particular, TCU or Cal or Stanford. Who was the other one you cited?
SMU.
Yeah, they have built-in advantages
Yes.
just from geography that
Yes.
that Oregon State and Washington State don't have.
Will not
All
have,
right.
yeah.
Okay, that'll do it for Beyond the Booth. Good episode. Good job, Coach Newman. You will not be on the sidelines this week in Bowling Green, Kentucky, Nevada at Western Kentucky. It's Mike Edwards and me. It's a 4:00 start, kickoff Pacific time. So we'll be on the air at 3:00 Pacific and 5:00 Central with the Bud Light Tailgate Show. Then it's a bye week. And then Nevada is at Fresno State on October 4th. And that's enough of a home game for all of us to mob up. You're going to come to that, right, Coach Newman?
I'll be there.
Yeah, okay, good. Great. All right, he's Terrence Newman, Mountain West Insider. I'm John Ramey. We will talk to you Saturday from Bowling Green. Peace.